chat.
All right, everyone, everybody. And when you walk around the city, right, you see statues, monuments everywhere, from the fearless girl on Wall Street to Harriet Tubman up near Harlem, right?
Yeah, but unless you have a very keen eye, there's some that you actually may have missed. Like this one. Take a look. So this one honors Nathaniel Katz, born in 1749. It says he's the first person to bring rats to New York City. His plan was to introduce a new pet to the American colonies. The plaque says he stood by his attempt to domesticate the vermin, but Governor DeWitt had him catapulted into the Hudson River, he died in 1817.
Then there's Pork Chop, the bulldog, in his hat and vest. He's credited with being an unsung hero of the Prohibition era who helped deliver whiskey to speakeasies throughout the city. That's cool.
That's great. So both of these are great stories, but they're actually not true. The monuments and a bunch of others are the work of artist Joseph Reginella, who builds them and sets them up all across the city. And Joseph joins us now here in our studio. So thanks so much for being here.
Nice to see you.
So much fun. The first question is, why did you decide to do this? This is great.
It's a very long story, but I'll cut it short. So I've been doing this for about 8 years now. There's 6 monuments, and the first monument is a monument dedicated to the passengers of the Staten Island ferry that were taken down by a giant octopus. And the reason why you never heard of it was because it happened the day that John F. Kennedy was assassinated. So I put that statue out. It went viral. Everybody loved it. So I've been doing one pretty much every year. And here I am.
Oh my gosh, that's
The octopus story is fake, though, right?
Yes. I mean, look at the scale of it.
I was going to say,
wonderful.
The octopus is the size of a ferry. Tell us more about the inspiration behind Nathaniel Katz, right? The guy who allegedly brought the rat to New York City.
So, with all these monuments, I start out with the sculpture, and I guess I may be like a comedian. But if it looks absurd to me, then it's good, and then I'll create a backstory. But Nathaniel Katz, the inspiration for him was there's a neighbor in my building that feeds pigeons, and he's driving me crazy because he's attracting rats. So he was like sort of like the inspiration, but not you know, the whole full story.
Right.
Moving on, you have the monument to the missing tourist.
Oh,
what is that one?
The Ed Koch Wolf Foundation.
Which one is that?
That's the wolves
this
attacking
one right
the
here,
tourists.
to my left, right.
So, famously, if you look it up, Ed Koch actually had a plan to release wolves in train yards to stop graffiti artists. This is for real.
Okay, that part's real.
That's for real, but it never went through. So my story is that he did do it, and the wolves just lived underground for all these years, and they come out at night and they feed on the tourists.
Oh, that's hilarious.
What's the reaction been like to these? I mean, do people really think they're real? Do you tell them when they go up to the statue that this is all based on urban legend? Like, how do you kind of go about it?
So it's like a multimedia project. So if somebody goes up to it and it's just like what is this? So they'll Google it and have websites in play, fake newspapers, brochures that go at information kiosk for tourists.
That's hilarious.
So it's like really immersive, and then you really buy it.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to like hoodwink anybody. It's just like, you know,
having fun.
Yeah, having fun, and people appreciate it. But some people, I guess, you know, some people don't have a sense of humor, but it's still fun.
But has any of this fun landed you in any hot water?
No.
No trouble with the city, no nothing.
You know, no. One time, when I had the octopus ferry out, it was about maybe like 10 weekends, and then finally, a cop car rolls up, and I'm like, well, the jig's up. They're going to tell me to move. He gets out of the car, takes a selfie with it, and gets back in the car. I was like, all right, I guess I'm pretty good.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's great.
What's next?
Well, I don't want to give it away, but it's going to have to do with the 1970s.
Okay.
That's pretty much what I could say.
Do they move around the city, or do you keep them fixated in one spot?
They say, I usually bring them out to Battery Park.
Yeah.
The Elephant Stampede I brought to Brooklyn Bridge Park. But the thing is, I choose Battery Park out of convenience because I live on Staten Island. And these pieces break down into 5 pieces, and they go on my SUV. I put them on a push cart, get them on the ferry, wheel them to Battery Park, set them up, and nobody knows that they're not real.
Well, how can people find you then, or find the statues when you do have them up?
They just happen upon them and Google them. And
Has to be luck.
I have a whole website, Urban Legends,
Wonderful.
NYCUrbanLegends.com.
Okay.
And there's swag there. You can get T-shirts.
Very
And you
nice.
get little trinkets.
Nice.
That's great.
Yeah.
Only in New York. Joseph, great to have you here.
Thanks for having
Thank
me.
you for coming
Appreciate
in.
it.
Okay, looking forward to what's more to come with the 1970s one.
Great.
And you can
Thank
find
you.
out more at nycurbanlegends.com. Go check them out.